Yo, today we're going to be talking about Hatsune Miku, the creator of Minecraft, the Orbit herself, and how she went to China and how she came back to Japan and changed the entire anime figure industry. So, if you've been living under a rock, My Ethos made this Hatsune Miku figure, which they call the Shohoya version, which is absolutely beautiful. She's just gorgeous. I have this figure personally and she is amazing. She retail priced for just about 20,000 yen according to my figure collection, and she was a Taobao exclusive. Taobao is basically Amazon for China from my understanding. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments. I greatly appreciate that. But she was exclusive to China, so people either got her through a proxy service that got it from Taobao to them, or they did it like me where they get it from a Amazon JP seller that strictly does Taobao stuff, and they got it from them. They got it from China to Japan to them, which is how I did it. So everything that I just talked about is going to be important because this Shihoya Mythos Miku started a very big trend in the anime figure industry, which I'm going to foresight. I'm going to throw it out there. Even though this figure released back in October of last year, 2021, I feel like its popularity, even if you weren't a figure collector, like you probably saw this figure. Like she made her rounds on Twitter, she made her rounds on Instagram, she probably made her rounds on TikTok, she probably even made her rounds on Facebook. I don't know. Like she was everywhere, and especially now that she's out, a lot of people are unboxing her, doing videos. I did a video about it saying that she was one of my favorite figures of 2021. A lot of people are taking pictures on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. So that all being said, Good Smile Company, the beginning of this year, did a upcoming scale figure that's going to release next year in 2023 called the Gaoshan Lu Shui version. And with a very basic Google search, this basically translates to high mountain flowing water, and it's an ancient tale of this master player of the Q Quin, which is an ancient Chinese string instrument, and their friendship with an untailored woodcutter, which, if you didn't know, now you know. Now you can say that you learned something today, because I certainly did after I did that. Even if you didn't know that, if you looked at the romanization of this, like, you definitely know that this is not Japanese. This is a Chinese inspired figure, and if you looked at it, like, if you didn't know what this was called, you like dead on, you compare it with Mythos's figure, these two have this very similar vibes. The hair color, her kind of very elegant presence. I'm going to insert my personal opinion real quick. She goes out for pre-order on February 1st, so I don't know what price this is. Editor Bank No Currency here is currently February the 5th as of me editing this video. So Good Smile Company has put her out on pre-order. She is on the Good Smile site for 31,440 yen, which is pretty chunky. I also want to note that she is going to be a standard release, so there is a possibility that she will have a rerun down the timeline. However, being a standard release doesn't really solidify a rerun. For example, one of the most wished figures on my figure collection is a standard release, and she hasn't had a rerun since her initial run in 2011, so it also doesn't change the fact that when she does have a rerun, her price will still be 31,440 yen. So yeah, the rest of this video I will be mentioning that her price would be 27,000 yen, but that's because my figure collection at the time said that that was her price. So there you go. Now I have more context. There is no way this figure doesn't have a support pole under like her rock, because if she doesn't have a support pole, then she's gonna be heavy, because like the only thing it looks like supporting her is like her hair under, making it the waterfall effect. So like, oof, oh my god. But even with the support pole, I feel like she's gonna be really pretty. I, for one, don't really care about support poles. If it has a support pole, then like more the merrier. It's not gonna fall apart, so it's whatever. But that's just my personal opinion. We can talk about that later. What is important is that this Miku came out, and then a couple of days after Good Smile released this announcement for this figure, Furyu released this Chinese New Year 2022 Miku under their F-Next line. And again, very same vibes. If you looked at this and Mythos' figure, if you put all three of them right next to each other, they all have very similar vibes. The hair color, they're all kind of sitting in very high places. I feel like this is actually the most elegant out of the three, if I had to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. I really like her, like how flowy her hair is, looking like wind. But that being said, this figure that you're looking at right now is 39,000 yen. My god. Just for context, Furyu has made a Chinese New Year's figure of Miku in 2021. I'm not going to talk about that Miku in comparison to these three because I feel like that one has a different vibe to it. The other three that I am talking about today kind of have this very flowy elegance vibe compared to this one, where I think it's more focused on the Lantern Festival and stuff like that. It's very fun. This one priced 28,000 yen. So this figure and this figure have a difference of $100 USD or 10,000 yen. Absolutely insane. Honestly, I think the 2022 one looks better than the 2021 one, and it's like, I understand why it's more expensive because it's more like elaborate, I guess, but like $100 difference, like I don't think it's that big of a difference, if I had to be honest. If you think that the Furyu one is worth it, then I mean more power to you, because you have 100 other My Figure Collection users that agree with you and they have it ordered already. So I mean, go at it. More power to you. This trend of these like Chinese Mikus is going to impact the anime figure industry pretty big, because I didn't mention this before. Oh well, I mentioned this when I was talking about the Mythos one, but all FNX figures are basically limited exclusive. They're limited to ordering on Furyu's FNX website. You can order off of other websites like AmiAmi, Solaris, and basically your other typical websites that you would pre-order from, like Amazon Japan, stuff like that. But they're gonna be at Furyu's price. Like, I've never seen a FNX figure that didn't go up for pre-order and didn't have like a slash mark for their pre-order price, if that makes sense. The trend with these three figures is that I feel like if you were an anime figure company and you saw these figures at these prices, it's free money, honestly. Because I didn't mention this now, but the Mythos' Miku is done with production run and done with the pre-order run, so it's out in the open market, is considered aftermarket price now. And if she's on eBay, Amazon, and other places like Depop and Mercari, she's selling for like 300 plus, which is about like $100 over her MSRP, which is understandable because this is a very sought after Miku. She is basically grail status at this point. Statistic wise, she is top 23 most ordered and she is top 3 most wished on My Figure Collection. So she has like transcended basically. And I feel like if you wanted this figure, then you're gonna get this figure no matter what, because it's grail status for you. So if you pay $100 more, then I mean, you got it. Huge congratulations, because this figure is amazing. But if you wanted like a Chinese Miku figure that had this type of similar vibe, then more than likely you're gonna go for either Good Smiles Goshan or Furyu's 2022 Miku. Because as someone who's just, you know, kind of getting into this hobby, and you realize that, oh, this figure is already gone and its aftermarket price is already really high on Depop, Mercari, eBay. Make sure eBay sellers have really good pictures, please. Okay, thank you. Or dear heavens, I don't know if it's on Solaris, but if it's on Solaris, like, its price is going to be sky high. Then you're probably going to go for these two figures instead, even though these two figures are also going to face the same problem that the Mythos one did, where after the figure run, it's going to be it. Like, these figures are never going to have a re-release, they're never going to have a rerun, and they're going to have very high market prices. Like, if you think paying 27,000 yen for the Good Smile Company Miku is a lot, or if you already think that paying 39,000 yen for Furyu's 2022 Miku is already a lot, I'm sure that they're going to get higher in the aftermarket price after their release date in their production run is done, because more people are going to be looking at these figures and be like, wow, I want these figures. And I feel like there's this trend with these traditional Chinese Mikus. I feel like these three are not going to be the only three that we're going to see from these figure companies. I honestly feel like companies like Alter might jump on this trend too if they like. This is basically free money, like, honestly. And I know that figure companies watch our videos of like unboxings and stuff like that, see which figures are up on the upcline, what's on the decline. And I know that they're looking at aftermarket prices probably on Solaris, because Solaris is off aftermarket price for all their figures kind of go whoosh, unless they have a surplus. And how Good Smile and Furyu price these figures, if other companies say like I don't fucking know, Freeing does like these type of figures, then they could price them whatever they want, and all they have to do is put limited / exclusive / whatever, because they know that they're gonna sell like hotcakes. Like, people on my figure collection are all up in arms about the 2022 Miku's like price, but if you miss the Shihoya Mythos' figure and you don't want to pay $300+ now, but you can pay that later in 2023, you can set that money aside in Ami and just worry about DHL shipping later. And obviously it's working. Like, if you really like this Furyu figure enough to go buy it, you're with currently 100+ users on my figure collection that are doing the same thing. And good heaven lords, if you plan to get all three of these figures, like, man, this shelf is gonna look good. I'll tell you that. But like, please look after your wallet after everything's said and done. I almost forgot that other Chinese figure companies could also make their own Chinese Mikus along these similar type of vibes, like Apex, like Good Smile could make another one under their Shanghai division. Who fucking knows? Like, these figures sell because they're so pretty. So, moral of the story, moral of the video, what am I taking away from this video? Hatsune Miku, she is currently having a trend where she's this like ethereal Chinese goddess, basically. And the pricing problem with anime figures is just getting worse because of this trend, because all figure companies have to do is just make them limited releases or exclusive releases. Hell, they could even do standard releases, and I feel like we're never going to see re-releases from them ever again. Not a lot of companies, even Good Smile themselves, don't do a lot of re-releases. Like, I think Good Smile and Kotobuki are like the only companies I've ever seen really do a lot of re-releases, and like Freeing, I guess, but they do like Bare Leg Bunnies, but that's a different story. And when it comes to limited exclusive figures, like after their figure run, their prices are just gonna go up, especially on Solaris, and there's nothing we really can do to stop it. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, if you don't want them to price figures like these, then just don't buy it. But like, honestly, with the amount of figures that are coming out in this Miku Chinese trend, that is the only way that we can really just like stop like this trend of high price figures if Miku keeps getting more figures. Because then what happens is kind of like what happened to Shinobu, where Shinobu, amazing waifu by the way, has 1 million figures, and you can pick and choose whatever figure you want, and her aftermarket price kind of settled. Like, she hasn't really like skyrocketed anytime, like compared to like this Mythos' Shihoya Miku. Like, a lot of them are relatively tame, and a lot of figure companies made a lot of that Shinobu, like whatever they made. So I mean, like, that is like really the only way that is gonna work. Because if they make a limited quantity of these Chinese traditional Mikus, then like there's only going to be that many amount in the world, and like that's it. And they're gonna get however much money that they want to put on those Mikus, which sadly that is just how it goes. And the only way that they're not gonna have a very high market price value is if they completely tank. And obviously people are buying this Furyu figure because Furyu was the first one to come out with this figure. Sadly, the one that I talked about, Good Smile, like I said, its pre-orders are going up in February. She did get announced before the Furyu one, but the Furyu one went up on pre-order first. So if people missed out on that Shihoya Miku made by Mythos, then more than likely they're going to go for this Furyu figure, and obviously a lot of people went for the Furyu figure, and I feel like if you don't like that Furyu figure, then you're going to go for this Good Smile figure. And if you didn't get any of these three, and later on in the timeline where say like Alter or Fat Company or something like that, they make figures that have this similar vibe, then you're just gonna get those figures. It's almost insane that Eastream hasn't done a traditional Chinese Miku yet, or haven't done a Miku in general, to be honest, because I feel like that would make them big money. Anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. This took priority over my Pokemon cards because honestly, this is insane. Like 39,000 yen for this figure. Jesus Christ, dude. You gotta chill, Miku. Gotta chill for you. Ain't that serious.